Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing well this Saturday morning. I just wanted to make a video with miscellaneous thoughts on my mind, and you can take it or leave it. I'll say that since I started making videos, I can see why people don't speak up as much as they do, because even your friends and your family and your close circle, your close social circle will start attacking you. They'll claim that you're using the Bible as a prop, or that you're falsely religious, because before, I would say up until, I don't know, a year ago, 6 months ago maybe, I was the least religious person you would know, and I admit that. But it doesn't mean that what I say in the videos that I make are not coming from my heart. And I don't do this for any self-profit. I'm not trying to sell anything. And I wanted to remind us of a previous YouTuber that inspired me, and I don't bow down to any man on this planet, but I have to give credit where credit is due. And End Time Watchman, One Voice for Truth, or Billy, he took a lot of attacks from a lot of people for what he said. And I believe the man spoke from his heart. I believe he believed everything he said. I believed he loved his family immensely, and I believed he loved Jesus Christ and God immensely. And you could see it through him. It wasn't a show. I don't think it was an act. I believe the man spoke from his heart, and seeing somebody with sincerity like that was inspiring to me, because it's so rare that you see anybody like that today. And I'll use this analogy. If you look at the world and you say it's a soup, and you say it's missing some ingredient, there's just something that's terribly wrong with the soup. The ingredient that's missing is we need more people like Billy, and that speak from the heart and do it because it's the right thing to do and not for any self-interest. So, since I started making YouTube videos, I've been accused of being falsely religious, or trying to get attention, or whatever the case may be. And I don't have a perfect record. If you went back in my history, there's a saying that I like to refer to, and that is, if you have not rebelled against the system by the time you're 20 years old, you have no heart. And if you have not conformed to the system by the time you're 30, you have no brains. The problem is the system is so corrupt now that you cannot expect good men to remain good in a system like this. In other words, the system rewards the incompetent. The system rewards the moochers and looters and bootlickers, and it punishes the honest and the virtuous and the producers and achievers. So in a system like that, that's so corrupt, you cannot expect good men to remain good. But going back to Billy, or End Time Watchman, he once made a comment in one of his videos. He said, I want all of those on my coattails to get off my coattails. And I often wondered, what he was, or who he was referring to when he said that. A lot of my topics did come from his videos, and I even had a hat that was made exactly like his. And like I said, I do not bow down to any man on this earth, but I have to give credit where credit is due, and I had a lot of respect for that man. I think he was one of the true patriots that spoke from his heart and did not do this for selfish reasons. And I think there are a lot of people like that, but he had a passion about him, I think, that kind of separated him. But in any event, I wanted to at least say that, and I don't know, what the details of the reasons are on why he left. I believe that he made a decision that was best for him and his family. I think anytime somebody makes reviews public, even on a small scale, right? I mean, it's not like this is a TV channel and hundreds of thousands of people will be watching, right? Maybe a couple hundred at best, usually. But I have done things in my past that I'm not too proud of, right? I have, like I said, in my 20s, that saying that I said, if you if you have not rebelled against the system by the time you're 20, and if you have not conformed to it by the time you're 30. In my 20s, I've practically been in every single jail in Dallas and around Dallas. Every single suburb, city, Balch Springs, Rowlett, Garland, Seagoville, Forney. I've been in every single jail and Dallas jails. And the things that I did were, exhibition of acceleration, fleeing the police, public intoxication, disorderly conduct. Everybody goes through a wild phase in their teenage years, and I'm not proud of that. But at the same time, I'm not trying to hide it either. And also, I'd say that this is probably not going to be a popular video, but I think I see a lot of Christians out there, because I tend to maybe attack is the right word, attack the belief systems of the atheist, because I think that is an incredibly foolish belief system. But I can't say that the Christians that I see are all that much better, and the examples that we set, I think, is lacking at times. And when people that are outside the Christian community look at the actions of Christians, I think it turns them away, and we're not setting good examples. Now, I'm not a good example. I'm not saying that I am, but I have to say that the way I see it is that we set terrible examples. And let's imagine that if some Christians feel that we're in the end times and the unbelievers are going to get what they deserve, and they're glad about it, right? They look out across the sea of unbelievers, and they feel like, they know God and they know Jesus, and they look at the unbelievers and they're just happy that, you guys are going to get what you deserve. I can't wait to see you guys get judged. And I don't feel like that. I just don't. I have compassion even for the unbelievers. And again, I'm not saying that I know a tremendous amount about the Bible. I've read it through a couple of times, and I've read the New Testament through at least 3 or 4 times. And I've tried to understand the story of Jesus Christ as best I can. So I try to focus on the red print. When you look at a King James Version, you have the black print and the red print. And I try to focus on the red print as much as I can. But I don't proclaim to have all of the knowledge of the Old Testament in my head. And I don't proclaim to be a theologian that's very familiar with all the stories of the Bible. It's not my specialty, so I'm certainly open to correction. But I wanted to read a passage that I came across that I think shares how I feel about the compassion that I have for those who do not believe. And I do not want to attack my atheist friends, or even my Islam friends, or even my Buddhist friends. And that I just simply want to demonstrate the love of Jesus Christ through me, so that they will see what true joy is, and they will see that we have something that they do not have. It's called truth, and it's called salvation. And again, I'm not trying to preach to anybody. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Maybe I am trying to preach to somebody, but I'm not a preacher. I'm just a regular guy trying to make a living. But when I read these verses, this is how I feel when I look at the unbelievers. Ye have heard that it hath been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor, and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you, and persecute you, that ye may be children of your Father, which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans do the same? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which in heaven is perfect. So I would just remind, and again, I'm not a preacher. I'm not claiming that I have a tremendous amount of knowledge of the Bible, and I'm open to correction. I'm not perfect. I'm not in this for any personal gain. But I would just offer that for those that we see among us, and just because we believe it's the end times, does not mean that we need to depart from the teachings of Jesus Christ. And when we look out at those who are lost. We must have compassion on them. Anyway, that's all I got. That's good. God bless every single one of you. Take care.